Hello, everybody. I am Saving Termina, and here today I am giving you a casual run through guide of the basement on Insanity difficulty. I see a fair amount of people complaining about this part, and I want to show you how to get through this completely no damage. Not doing any super crazy speedrun strats. Everything here is very consistent. So my aim is to hopefully provide you guys with something that you too can replicate regardless of your skill level. So a few things you might notice I have quite a number of bullets and I have 5 hemolytic injectors and I'm using 2 charms, the I Spy charm and the Rugged Rookie charm. Those charms are insane for insanity. So you want to have them, especially the I Spy charm. The Rugged Rookie charm does help. You'll want to have at least 3 or 4 hemolytic injectors when coming in here, because you want to blow up a few zombies ahead of time, like this guy. From here on, I'm going to call the hemolytic injectors boomjectors, so that's just easier for me to say. So we're going to boomject this guy. In Care Center, you get more than enough blood and material to make just a lot of boomjectors. If y'all want a guide on Care Center as well, I would be more than happy to do that. But I kind of see, honestly, a lot of people, maybe not a lot, but a fair amount of people complaining about basement. And I think that is large in part to the girl, right? How aggressive the girl can be, but it's kind of, I think a lot of it is in people's heads because she's actually very predictable in basement, like very predictable. And once you know where she spawns and what she does when she does, she really isn't that bad. I think the worst part, air quotes there, of basement is the processing part. It's definitely, I'd say, the hardest comparatively. But I have a strategy there that y'all will see. It makes it pretty fine. In fact, in this recording, I actually kind of messed it up a little bit, which in a way I was happy about because it shows you don't need to be perfect. So this part here, I like to quickly grab this scrap, get this blood, and we're going to do a little bit of rushing along here. Because you can hide in that cell from the girl and just kind of wait it out. But if you run to her and kind of look at the wall a little bit, you can run right by her like that. If you don't, Grace will get a little bit spooked, but you can still make it. If you want to take a riskier, faster approach, you can. Don't mind me being a little sassy. And also at this point, if you die, you'll just respawn back at the autosave that you get when you first drop into basement. I don't recommend using an ink ribbon immediately because of that. I like to wait a little bit before using the first ink ribbon of the section. So basement safe combination is 70, 50, 20. Yeah, so here we grab that makeshift knife. We boomjected that zombie because that one that's right by the forklift that I just blew up, he does turn into a blister head. So you definitely want to just completely take him out. You do not want to deal with blister heads down here. And I'm going to make an empty bottle because we're going to be using 2 Molotovs for the processing part. So we want to be able to have at least 2 in advance because you get one there, but you want to save Molotovs for later in the run because Molotov cocktails are extremely useful. So this part here, the girl is scripted. You can just run. Well, not run. I mean, you're not really running here. Just keep going. You don't need to wait. She won't drop back down on you. And I'm going to grab this scrap. Jump on through the window here. Alright, so this part here, you want to put the... or keep the battery here. Once you go through these double doors, these blue double doors, the girl is going to spawn behind us near the holding cells. You need to kind of just run back and just confirm that, yeah, she's over there. I give her a little boop because I wanted to. So here, coming up, at the beginning, I put away my rip knife, and I meant to go back into the box to grab it, because you'll see, I use a boom ejector on this other zombie when I really didn't mean to, because I meant to just run up and use the rip knife, but that didn't happen. So for this guy here, like, when you get a headshot stun, if you have a rip knife, you can just run up, aim the knife, and then do the thrust attacks, but I accidentally, yeah, I forgot to grab a knife. I normally grab a knife there. I didn't do it, so oopsie. All right, we grab the lockpick, open this up because we want to get all the metal scrap. That's more Requiem ammo, which will help Leon later. So this part here is where I personally like to make my first hard save. This part is a little scary, even though I do it in a very safe, consistent way. I'm just going to save it, especially for maybe someone out there who, you know, really isn't super comfortable with how the girl works, essentially. So don't feel too nervous about it. You get a freebie save right here, which I forgot I didn't pick up. So we're just going to use the freebie save. Freebie save being when an ink ribbon is literally right next to the typewriter, which classic Resident Evil games did very frequently. I replayed the original RE2 again a few days ago, and it's just, wow, yeah, there's a lot of ink ribbons just everywhere. All right, so sometimes I ran up here before grabbing the joint plug, because sometimes the girl likes to drop down and kind of troll you. It didn't happen that time, so I just ran for it. That's what I like to save here, because sometimes the girl is a little... she's a little weird at that part. So here, make sure you have 4 inventory slots available. We're going to grab the green herb, grab the bottle, which we're going to craft into a Molotov. Gonna shuck up the blood. Grab the tool, and then the second lockpick that's down here. And then here, you're going to move forward just slightly past the lockpick, wait for her to spawn, crouch walk backwards, and then stand up and wait here. So there is a speedrun strat where you can go around behind her and shoot her and whatnot, but we're not doing speedrun strats here. We're doing safe, what is safe, but also consistent and not horrendously slow. Oops. Granted, you could argue that this is indeed horrendously slow. Okay, so once you start to walk in, you want to walk. Don't run. Walk. She'll hear you if you walk. I always do this without the flashlight. I don't know if the flashlight will make her more aware of you. But it's not hard to navigate through. So once you go through, just grab the joint plug. She'll climb back up in her little warp pipe to cut you off over here in front of the save room. So what I like to do, again for safety, put the joint plug in there. She drops down. And just to speed her up, I give her a little boop with the handgun. Yeah, go on, skedaddle, get on out of here, yeah. Okay, so now we have to go grab the keys for the forklift. So here I'm going to go to the item box, and I'm going to put that green herb away. And I'm going to put, temporarily, the Rugged Rookie Charm away, because I'm not going to be really shooting any enemies while I'm over here. So that gives us 2 free inventory slots, which is what we need. So we blew up those zombies prior at the beginning, so like none of them are in our way right now. There's no zombies in our way. We haven't had any trouble with that. It makes this a whole lot easier, because here, if you don't boom jack to the zombie that's by where you need to put the tool, he'll be up at that point. And now he's in your way, so you have to shoot him. And when you shoot, then the girl gets aware of you, drops down after you, and, you know, yeah. But if you take him out right away, you don't have to worry about it. Which, by the way, at the very start, I should have mentioned this earlier, but at the very start, before you trigger the girl for the first time, like before you grab the joint plug, she's not anywhere. Like she can't drop in and suddenly attack you. So feel free to do whatever you can at the very beginning before you grab the first joint plug. And okay, we're gonna grab. This should be your 3rd inventory upgrade. If you got the 2 in Care Center. The one from the parlor room, and the second one from the level 1, the blue wristband. Yeah. Try and give me a high five. Get on out of here. Alright, so now at this point, we're going to grab the 2 joint plugs again. We're going to run back into the save room really fast, because the girl will drop at the other end of the hallway, so you want to be quick about it. She's going to drop right there. See? She's all the way down there. So be quick. Just put the ink ribbon away. You know, just have 2 slots available. Grab the Rugged Rookie Charm again, because we want that extra 25% attack power that it gives Grace's weapons. Yeah, for those who don't know, the Rugged Rookie Charm gives you a 25% boost to your firearm attack power. And of course, the Skull Charm gives you a cheat death mechanic. So long as you're not in danger status. Basically, Grace will survive the vast majority of attacks on Insanity. So, that's amazing. So long as you're not hit by an attack that hits you twice in rapid succession, essentially, you're fine. Okay, so take out this guy because you want to get the empty injector. At least I do. Because I like to use them for stabilizers. Stabilizers are very useful. Boost your weapon damage. Steroids aren't really that worth it on Insanity. Now, if you're wondering, okay, is the Rugged Rookie Charm mandatory for Insanity? No, it's not, but it does help quite a bit, especially in the earlier game. And honestly, it really does feel like Insanity was designed with having, you know, at least some stuff from the bonus shop. You know, there is no traditional new game after you beat your first playthrough in this game, so that to me says that Insanity by design is, air quotes, meant to be played with at least some items from the bonus shop. So, yeah. And by the time you're playing on Insanity, you should have a lot of that stuff unlocked. Of course, if you're just running through Insanity with infinite ammo, then this guide is probably useless to you, but this is for y'all who are trying to do it without infinite ammo and all that jazz. No speed run, no infinite ammo, just trying to beat the difficulty. So here I'm using my flashlight just to see where her feet are, because when she first drops down, right, she walks to the left and then she very quickly turns around to walk to the right. And then after that, she'll walk back left, and then that's your chance to go. I could have went right here, but being that she saw my flashlight, I was unsure. So I was being safe, just double verifying, but I could have went. So here, we see her foot. We're going to wait for her to turn around. I think she sees my light again. It doesn't matter. Yeah. She starts walking back to the left. I just go for it, because she's going to walk over to where the safe was. Kind of stand there a little bit before turning around. You just crouch walk in, put in the joint plug, get her out of here, bro. Get her on out of here. Okay, so next up we're going is processing. Grab the scrap, grab the rare metal. Got a lucky pattern here. I can just go right away. And you can either gun this guy down, or you can use the rip knife. Though if you use the rip knife, you may burn through your durability a lot faster than you intend, because it's very likely you'll hit the body bags, and that will count against your durability, and you'll lose it way faster than you anticipate, believe me. Again, another lucky pattern there, just to get through here. Don't worry, I get unlucky here. Hey, wait until you have a good opening. Hug the left here, so you don't trigger the other zombie that falls down right away. So you can grab this makeshift knife, which we're going to equip just in case we get grabbed during processing. So we can quickly break away. I get grabbed there. It doesn't matter. These guys don't do damage to you. Wise happening indeed. Okay, so here, there's another green herb. I kept the green herb from earlier that we grabbed by the forklift. Gonna combine them and make a third med injector, because why not? It's nice to have healing just in case. And we'll pick up this other blood. Okay, so processing. Here we're going to use 2 Molotovs, but we're not going to use them right away. I'm going to miss some shots because I am indeed playing on controller. And this is on a good old PlayStation 5. Hey, so boop this guy in the head 3 times. Jump down, grab the molly, grab the bullets. So you want to shoot this guy in the head 3 times, because then when he stands up, 1 more shot will stun him and he'll just get caught by the meat grinder. That's what normally happens, but on this attempt, I just got a critical, which works just as fine. Okay, so here, there's going to be some enemies. You want to shoot them like once or twice. I think I shot this guy 3 times, yeah. But you want to stand kind of behind them. Because they'll kind of go where you were. This guy did lunge at me though, which was that normally doesn't happen. Get the stun. I hit him in the shoulder. Nice. Get the stun. Boom. I probably could have pushed that guy, but I wasn't feeling confident in it because I didn't want to get grabbed by the guy that was behind me. You know, if you mess this part up, listen, they give you a freebie ink ribbon, use it. Throw the Molotov here, though, after you take out the more heavy set zombie. Throw the Molotov there and shoot that guy that I did about 2 or 3 times just to fully deplete his HP. Because sometimes he can grab you just by being on fire. Throw a Molotov there at those 2 because they get up. Shoot this guy 2 or 3 times. And the other guy will just die from the fire. And that's it. Processing's done. The Molotovs really help in making this part just way easier. The game gives you a free Molotov. You learn the recipe, like, just use them, man. Believe me, you will have plenty of Molotovs for the girl later on in the water treatment, or for Ark. Both, I always have a surplus of Molotovs at the end of the game on Insanity. Now, the only thing left to do, really, is to craft a few more goodies from all this blood we're going to get here. And then after that, we get the 3 joint plugs and we're out here. So the final joint plugs. I'm going to show you a route that I take. That I already set up for myself with the routing that I did to make the final part for collect the joint plugs way easier than I've seen people struggle with. Especially the joint plug that is at the forklift. I've seen people just get, you know, wrecked by the girl at that part. And I can't even blame people because it definitely is a part that's kind of meant to surprise you and make you go, how the hell do I do this? But the solution to it is way easier than you think. Yeah, she won't spawn here. She's only going to spawn again once you go for the other joint plug that is in the room with the forklift. So here, take stuff you can craft, especially rare metal. I'm going to be crafting more Requiem ammo and more boomjectors. I like to have 5 boomjectors personally for Ark. Like to use a few on lickers and a couple on zombies. So stock up on your blood like the little alchemist vampire Grace is. There we go. And of course, as you can see, I have 200 blood. That is from both getting the manual in the parlor room and from getting the menu, not the menu, the manual from the bonus shop. Which again, like, that's kind of what I mean. Yeah, just showing there on the map that everything is cleared out except for a few ink ribbon tins. I never grab ink ribbon tins anymore because all of the ink ribbons that you just find naturally for me are enough. More than enough. Yeah, so we grab the one in the room first. This one here, we leave alone. Leave alone for now. So the forklift one here, what you want to do. Just, you know, you're going to hear the girl being above you now. You want to wait a sec? Grab the joint plug, back up slowly, and when you hear the girl drop in, run forward and mash the button to put it back in. Just like that. Easy. That works every single time. Just back up slowly. Wait until you hear her yell at you and drop in. Like as soon as you hear her yell, run forward and mash the button to put the joint plug back in. It works every single time. Works on insanity, works on standard, every difficulty. Just making sure that she's running far away while she's up there. We grab this last joint plug. Home free. You're home free. The basement really is not that bad once you know how the girl works. Again, I think processing is probably the hardest part of it, and even then it's not so bad. And yeah, now you just have a straight shot to victory. Honestly, I think the basement is pretty fun. I enjoy all of Grace's sections a lot. I really love Care Center. Of course, that's like, I think that's the best part of the game. I really like Basement. I love Grace's arc section. Her arc section is so fun. Because once you just get her so equipped, it becomes a power trip, dude. You're just throwing mollies, you're throwing acid bombs, and just decimating everything in your path. It's so fun. Grace becomes a little powerhouse by the end of the game. I love it. And then here, yeah, all you gotta do is just wait to mash the button, and you're out of here. Yeah, the girl's trying to show off. Yeah, bah humbug, you know what I mean? But yeah, so that wraps up this video. If y'all enjoyed it, then please, you know, do the usual YouTube thing of hitting that like button, mayhap subscribing. Every little bit helps. And if you'd like to see me do a video on Care Center in its entirety, then let me know in the comments down below. Thank y'all.